Normal activities are gradually returning to Lagos State, but with conscious effort at staying within the COVID-19 safety protocols. Even though Lagos is already experiencing what the incident commanders call a decline in COVID-19 numbers, the government is still setting up facilities. The latest being this Holding Bay and Eye Care unit at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. This is one of the 20 rooms where suspected patients of COVID-19 will be isolated for a while until their health status is determined by the doctors and eventually transferred to the appropriate quarters. One of the doctors explained the need for the facility.
We run 24 hours shift here. So we have 2 doctors per shift. We have 4 nurses per shift. We have 4 other health workers, supportive health workers. Patients will come in through the emergencies. If we have suspicious cases, they inform us. We go to review with them. So we admit in the long run, and then we start our process.
The pandemic is clearly an eye-opener to the importance of being ready for emergencies. Senior officials here insist the deadly virus is still with us.
During the peak of the pandemic, because we are still in the pandemic, during the peak, a lot of patients who were COVID suspects had nowhere to be accommodated. So we thought of this concept of a holding bay where you can keep COVID suspects pending the outcome of their results. And so that's what we have here.
COVID can be divided into 2 types, the bread and butter COVID and the complicated COVID. And right earlier on, we had a number of conversations between myself and the CMD and the board to say what should be the role of a tertiary academic institution in the combat or the battle against COVID. And my advice was that LASUTH shouldn't get involved in day-to-day ordinary COVID management, but that LASUTH, as its status reflects, should be dealing with complicated cases that we cannot manage in any of the standard isolation centers.
The wife of the state governor, who is also a medical doctor, says this is the time to do more for the health sector.
It is important to emphasize that now is not the time for us to rest on our oars. Rather, it is a time to remain conscious of the pandemic and to continue to intensify efforts of flattening the curve.
The Holding Bay is a purpose-built self-contained 20-bed facility with a provision for 4 intensive care units with high-tech medical equipment and personnel that will provide specialized eye care services. Titilayo Aberewo, Channels Television News.